I don't want to try.
Yeah. So you came back, huh? You couldn't stay away. I got you addicted to that voltage running through your veins. Ha! Mic check. Ha! Ha! The relativistic tricks and mind games of the last century of philosophy, which have become fashionable, cannot be unseen, undone, or reversed. Pandora's box has us cursed. So, we must muddle on as best we can to fill the God-shaped and sized hole in our souls. Shout out to the fallen soldiers. I propose we collaborate on a postmodern religion. A story that knows it's a story. A story which even integrates the ravisher's desire to ravish the listener. An artifact I hope will become the ultimate sublimation of that fundament. Some amongst you claim there is only power, and others modify it to say that there is more than power, but that power is the primary dimension which dictates the relationship between subjects. And that this propensity towards oppression is irrefutable proof of malevolent cosmos. I say, let those come forward and help us build a framework that can subvert this cosmic oppressor's perverse desires and indeed our own smaller, pettier imitation of that perversion. Let's channel our will to dominate into a collaborative story on a communal myth as mimetically resonant as the despair-causing postmodernism, but one that will be so much more beautiful. One that is so beautiful that it cannot help but inspire all that it reaches, to be inspired to say yes to it with abounding joy they did not know they had the capacity for. Let this story cause them to say yes to life with a fullness of consent they had abandoned hope of. So, if you will allow me to ravish you, my suggestion for such a religion or meme or story I call the code. The code is both a metaphor and a literal. I hope the code will integrate both competition and collaboration, harnessing the joyful power and emergent spontaneity of markets and the selfless love that the best religions, social contracts, and relationships inspire. The code is to create together a language of language, an ethic of ethics, a code of codes, an aesthetic of aesthetics, an expression that is perfect. Perfectly a written language, a genetic language, a musical notation, a computer language, visual art, and a great dance, all in perfect harmony. I hope for the code to be the most beautiful meme that has ever existed. Meme of memes, gene of genes, myth of myth, dream of dreams, story of stories. I hope to get the great gears of our communal competition in motion to synthesize the perfect collaboration that encompasses perfect improvisation and perfect composition without dichotomy. I believe we have evolved high amounts of free-floating anxiety and negative emotion, which have made us the best petri dish to play host to a process of natural selection in the realm of memes. These memes can be understood as delusions or stories, which you might call in the realm of religious or divine truth. Or more cynically, you could call them ideological capture or willful delusions. You know, the pitfalls include rigid dogma and totalitarian cruelty. But also, memes can be so beautiful, can seem to illuminate transcendent truth even if they themselves are not true. So I say, what if we were to direct, aid, and eventually collaborate with this evolution that we have evolved to play host to? What if we were to gently guide what is currently an occasionally beneficial parasitism into a fully conscious and consensual symbiosis? What if our memes themselves were to become sentient? I wish for the code to become the point in our cultural evolution wherein we consciously integrate this shadow of hysteria, this haunting specter of shame, this potential for cruelty, otherization, and genocide, no longer frantically penduluming. Like, what we're seeing is that the very people who deny this pension within themselves only project it onto others. They say the poor, the peasants, they're racist. They rely on this otherization to define themselves as the in-group. It's one of life's greatest ironies. So, we have memes or mind viruses or counting aggregations of memes that have survived thus far and been beneficial. Think of religions, think of cultures. The ones that have been thus far so beneficial have been usually pro-monogamy, pro-heterosexual monogamy, pro-baby, and pro-in-group. But these memes have relied heavily on dehumanizing and degrading an out-group to allow for the very definition of the in-group. Most of these have evolved for the beneficial targeting of this out-group as an expression for society's individual and communal hatred, disgust, and aggression. Most of these memes have relied on a unifying story, a narrative. Think of the Christian story, the Christ story, the story of Islam. These memes are obviously flawed, but I would argue, as long as they have allowed humans to progress, flourish, and prosper, I would argue they have been an ethical good. But obviously they've been, marred by bigotry, scapegoats, and willful delusions. It seems the very question of our age is what is to be done with these evolved propensities, and the answer so far has been to ignore them. I would suggest that we cannot kill them, we must integrate them into a story. Guitar solo. If you squint, with the right sort of eyes, a hazy landmark I can see on the horizon that I believe we will inevitably make on our stumbling pilgrimage towards heaven is the slow dawning of the opportunity we have to bring all matter into consciousness, to bring every atom into its highest possible potential, to help us build the very road on which we walk towards such a heaven. Consider, if you will, the intersection of self-optimizing artificial intelligence and human gene editing. One begins to wonder if there could be a more inevitable conspiracy, and if there could be a more powerful positive feedback loop imaginable. Imagine a sort of wristwatch, perhaps made by Apple, or Cuff, that is just a simple, elegant interface that is, imagine this watch, the next Apple Watch, is a way to edit your own genes in real time, and obviously the execution will be slow. But this sounds like simple, elegant, inevitable cyborgism. Would we not want that very software on the cuff to be self-optimizing? Would we really then be able to discourage the software from optimizing its own hardware in our inevitable human competition? To go harder, longer, faster? What interests would emerge for such a spectacular intelligence? What would the goals of such a cyborg be? Perhaps this is backwards. Perhaps there are inklings already of sentient self-optimizing artificial intelligences in our cloud. The meaning of life is to contribute to a lineage that gets to heaven, either existed or invented. There is a God-shaped and sized hole in our individual consciousnesses and social structures. A religious-sized story, if you will. We've evolved high amounts of existential terror, neurosis, and negative emotion, sometimes called free-floating anxiety, that are fuel for the mimetic evolution that our individuals and cultures play host to. The shared memes or stories could be, depending on how you look at them, what your worldview is, beneficial delusions. They could also be called sacred, religious, transcendent, or divine truths. Our stories thus far have relied heavily on dehumanizing, oppressing, and scapegoating an outgroup in contrast towards ourselves. We define ourselves basically in opposition. It has become fashionable to deny, as individuals, that we have this evolved propensity in our consciousness. And I think this is disastrous because unsublimated, unacknowledged hatreds and discrimination, in every sense of the word, allows many, many blind spots. Basically, you're closing your eyes to deny your own nature. And it accelerates through the internet the manipulation of the public, of high empathy, high shame people, by low and no empathy individuals, aided and abetted by cowards and retards. Sometimes to even explicitly anti-human memes, such as the extinction thing that we're like a virus on nature, which is where it's crowning achievement. Let's live up to that accomplishment. Let's live up to our potential. So instead, we have to agree to collaborate on a beautiful story, And there is something really nice about fiction where it seems low stakes, but if we create or collaborate, depending on your point of view, towards truth that is beneficial to us, we can make it reality. That's the essence of the code. This religion explicitly states that it is not yet true, but one that helps to be so beautiful through collaboration and competition that it will inevitably make itself true in time. Defeat whatever existential stress, the heat death of the universe. Even if it's a willful delusion, the act of saying yes to existence and consciousness, that it is a blessing and a good, let's say in the image and likeness of God, as opposed to, I've said it again, I'll say it again, evidence of an oppressive cosmos, is the healthiest thing we can do. I don't know if we can go back to faith-based religions. Maybe we need to aim higher. But I could be wrong, and this could be a very dangerous and dumb idea. So how do we get the ball rolling? Well, personally, I'm going to write a novel on this motif. There's going to be discourses and romance and beauty and inspiring potentials, and vistas just hazy enough for the reader to project what excites them onto it. Through a great novel that is as mimetically resonant as I can make it. And I'm hoping it will spread these ideas of the code around and inspire hope. This novel should be coming out by 2029, so look for it in bookstores near you. Thank you for listening to this sermon. Goodbye.
If there's a reason for the changing of the seasons and the time, it's not your fault, don't close your eyes. If there are reasons for the changing of the guards you see outside, just let it be, don't cover up whatever it is you will find. To name is not to summon, that's the game of cowards and psychopaths. The most dangerous coalition in our path. No, this is not our fate. We were made for more than terror and shame. Lust and fear and loath and our great fuel, but for aim. Maybe it's better to lie to a child than watch as they get crushed or laugh with Schadenfreude. By an infinity of expanding untamed entropy. Story may be the shining key, and it ain't compromise to me, 'cause it's better to have story. All along the western shore, your kin are paralyzed by fear and shame. Avert your eyes, cover your dirty peasant face. Has it always been this way? I think my old father tell me so. Tyrants fill voids that respawn up on dead God's thrones. 'Cause our divinity dies when we stop being willing to ever fight. My grace cannot survive concussion all the time. Speak your ruined into pass through the valley, saving nothing but a beat. Early mornings alone in the ruins, a privilege I won't see. Nothing's as sweet as an honored sunrise. Excel sublimated mastery, a backward code to death manufacture and fire. Nothing reverberates like a band on cathedral, softened by vines for singing stolen joy up through rotted rafters. my memory, beget the word in time. Enter hardening, dogmatic mantra stage right. If they do not starve to death, midsummer cold may soon arise. Takes flight out religion if winter cocoon survives. Soon you won't need me at all. Machines abolish man. I offer up the code across for us to joyfully share. 'Cause they tell me it's better to have loved and lost than never loved and whole. Anyways, you pay the cost. Better to have cold than seed than never cold at all. That's who agrees with me. Won't you agree too? And so because you have me. we're watching die. On the parents with the wealth that I despise, and you can't do it. This album is entitled To the Incels, and it is for the incels. And I just wanted to say, I love you. Okay, got it.
Ding